All right. So yeah, basically, so today we want to get ready for the CPI that is coming out, and that's 2:30 p.m. today. It's a bit different from the usual time. The usual time is 1:30. Well, we are having GMT plus one now, so 2:30 is the time. So, looking at what we have today, we're gonna be talking about the two major instruments that are likely gonna play out really, really well. These are instruments which are like my top, which I will focus on for this high impact news. So, what we want to do now is want to look at the dollar index. Then from there we can take a look at gold. Then we can take a look at GBP USD. So I'll be breaking down these two pairs. So looking at the dollar index is currently right about this high, which is the 106 level. So 106 level has been like the key all-time high for a significant period of time. That's here. So it's a zone within this level and this around here. So basically we have traded our way all to this region now. So this is going to be a bit dicey, but if you look at what we have here, you see that you can spot the next one just right above here on the daily. So that's just what we're looking at. So anticipating like a further strength in the dollar, which is going to reflect on the other two pairs we're going to look at. So if you look at this now, you can see that usually we get this wave of price bouncing back and forth in between these levels where while we get to this high, we sell off. We got to this region here, we stood around for a bit, we bounced off, we had a major retracement. Now we're around, this level currently. So what we want to look at now is the relative strength with what we're having on the dollar index to other asset class, which we're going to be looking at. So price is slowing down around this region. If we look at other instruments we're looking at for the day, they are also not having volatility at the moment. They're just stalling around. So those on the VIP signal group, we already called out these trades, and basically we had to like hold off to wait for when this volatility is going to kick in, which is New York session, right? So, if we move away from this now, looking at this on the 4 hour, we're just seeing, price, trying to gain momentum around this region here. So that's basically it. So we can see that we're still having, that strengthening from the dollar index. So now over to gold, which is what we're looking at primarily today, then GBP USD. So this is my markup on gold. Uh, this was the trade setup which we traded a few days back. We all capitalized on this move. The signal was sent as well. We even exceeded what we're looking at for gold on that particular day. So gold traded about 600 pips or thereabouts. We're able to capitalize around 200. So that's more than enough. Now, looking at this, now let's look at gold from the bigger picture, from the higher time frame now. So if you look at gold from the higher time frame, gold is currently hanging around like an all-time high, which we've never seen gold traded around this region. So right now we're having some major, sell-off, which started off from when we had this rejection candle. We now had the first sell-off, and the second one for the week. That's 3 weeks on the bearish side, like selling off from gold. Now the other thing we want to look at now for this particular asset class are zones where we want to interact with the market. We know we are selling off here. What we want to eyeball, like keep our eyes on, sorry, is those levels where we get retracement. So uh let me take off all of this drawing and let's take it from scratch, right? So now looking at this, we have here as where the buy pressure was slowing down from, and this level here, just about here, has been the next key level, and currently we are having here as the next level which price is going to like trade into. Mind you, what we're looking at for here is where we could see, potential buy strength from gold. However, the sell is still there. The sell is not yet complete. So if we look at this on the daily chart, we'll get to see that price is still, hovering around this region for now. We're still hovering around this region for now. So this region, if we do go below, that means we could still see, some sell side all the way down here. So if we drop down to the hourly chart now on the 4 hour, we'll get to see that those price points which we've seen on the higher time frames are essentially, lining up with the lower time frames. So basically, if you look at this closely, you will see that price has been holding up from this region for the entire London session, which we're still within. The New York session should be open in about 2 hours or thereabout, and that should give us, hints if the entries will be ready, or we just wait until maybe few minutes to the news release. Now, looking at this now, ideally we might be um, gunning ourselves for like a buy to start seeing buys up. But if you look at this, we still have a little bit of um, sell pressure which we still need to complete all the way down here. So and the CPI could be that thing that we need to like give us that momentum to the downside. So the high time frame has been giving us lots of good signals. We've capitalized on so many moves on the way down. This year will be like the last leg, which we need to apply lots of patience here, because if you rush this, you might not get in around a good level, and price might possibly kick you out and later on play out without you. So what we're looking at here, since we're trading CPI, today's CPI, um you know anticipating a clear cut directional move from price. So with the figures coming out from Forex Factory, the forecast is we're expecting like a 2.4%. That is like the forecast. However, 2.6 is also what we have here. So let's look at the Forex Factory. So looking at this, here is like the figures here. Let me change this to red. Okay, so this is the numbers here. So we had 2.4 from the previous number release, and that was a good one. They were forecasting 2.3, we got 2.4, higher than forecast, good for USD. And now we're forecasting 2.6, which is also already higher than the previous forecast. So if this should come out 2.7, 2.8, that will be insane. And if it should come out 2.6, we might get a little bit volatility, but not as much as if it should cross 2.6, right? However, if it falls below this figure, that's not going to be good. And the fundamental analysis might be totally off from what we're seeing in the technicals here. But if you do come out around these numbers here, the fundamental analysis will now be in line with the technicals, and basically we're going to see those huge candle prints today. So what we want to do now, based off we are looking at a sell side here on gold, what we want to do is we want to put our stops in place. So your stops is going to be relative to what price might be looking like when we are close to the news release. I'm not going to say okay, the stops should be this or this or that. So it's going to be relative to that. So you're going to apply your own discretion if you're going to like lock in your stops with 5 pips, 10, 20, anything like that. You just have your stops in place. Your take profit should be open, because we're looking at an insane volatility that could play out. So possibly we might get a candle build-ups like this, candle prints like this, or like this. That's what we're looking at. So you want to have your take profits open, and allow price to just take you into profits as far as it could take you. And when we start seeing a slowdown in this momentum, start taking profit, or you just basically take what you have and you're done for the day. So one candle can get the job done, or whichever scenario the market choose to play out. But then make sure your stop is in place, your TPs is open, you take your profits manually. Now, moving away from what we have here on gold, the next thing we want to look at is GU. So GBP USD is also looking really good. It's also interesting. Price has been holding up from where we closed from the previous day. The Asian session didn't really do much. Price has been, really very slow. So we have close to almost no volatility in the market, which is a good sign because if the London market was busy buying or maybe selling, you know that the CPI might be a little bit, going to be difficult to catch and all that. So if you look at this here, basically, what is it called? GU has been on the sell side. We've had price falling off from this high, and we have been corrective not until we got another volatility here, and currently we are you know stalling around. We're stalling around this range now. So looking at this, the high time frame is still tilted towards a sell, and what we're going to be looking at is just the nearest lows here, which is this level here, and we still have one other one just really close to the other low. So this is on the daily chart. So when we zoom in a little bit closer, when we come closer on the what is it called, the 4 hour charts here, these lows which we've identified, you can clearly spot them here, which are levels where we have some price hook points here. So these levels here, depending on the volatility we get today, we might trade aggressively into these levels, or probably price might reverse if the CPI figures doesn't come out as expected. So looking at this now, you can see that price has fallen all the way down to this level here. So it's a matter of retesting um, this area here for us to get that sell side. So as it is now, the whole price action is looking solid, and want to take our sell position here. We'll be targeting these lows here. So from where price is currently trading to these lows here, that's about 103 pips. Let's just say 100 pips. So it's a very good one target wise. So be looking at getting that movement, that volatility from today's news release. So yeah, these are my two major instruments that I'll be looking out for, and I'm bearish on both gold and GBP USD. So I don't know if we have any questions. Let's quickly take two questions. Will not take so much of your time so that we can quickly go back to our activities for the day. Yes, I can hear you. Yes. GBP card is very much in line with what we're seeing on GBP USD as well. Everything is the same, spot on. I'm only picking like the instrument I know that I'll put most of my energy around, and that's what we're breaking down. But the price action for GU and G card is the same as it is right now. Yes, you're welcome. Okay, I'm checking the charts here. So sells on SAU and GBP. Yes, sells on gold and GBP USD. If you can also look at GBP card as well, if you can. So yeah, that's about it for what we have for CPI. I will see you guys on the next one. We're going to upload this session on the YouTube for those who probably missed it or unable to participate all through the end. That will be all for now, guys. Keep it simple. I'll see you guys on the next live session.